Welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. It's low. Welcome to Conversations at Crisp TV. I have a lot of unnecessary things here by my side. Is there somewhere I could keep them? Hmm? Frank, come and video me here before you go. Frank, come and video me from here before you go. Should I smile or should I ask one away? What is this? Is it BTS? Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone sitting here with me live in the audience, and everyone watching me from home. You're officially welcome to Crisp TV headquarters. I am so delighted to have all of you here with me. And this right here is what we know as the Hall of Inspiration. So I'm sorry for my online audience that probably might not be able to feel what we are feeling right here, but there is no way you'd be seated in this hall without feeling some sense of inspiration. So this is what we call the Hall of Inspiration here at Crave TV headquarters. And my name is Ndulu Joan. I'm going to be your anchor for today. With that, I welcome you all to the third edition of Conversations at CrispTv. Please, can I have a round of applause for that? Okay, that is encouraging because I know that the weather is cold. I know the weather is cold and a lot of us need a little bit of shaking up to do. But then, because of how interesting today is going to get, you all are in for something really, really big. So, before we continue with the topic for today, I think it's best I let you all know that this is the our Instagram handles and our Facebook handles on your screen, especially for those of you that are watching at home. So in case you want to make any post, please make sure you use the hashtags, hashtag CrispTV, hashtag conversations at CrispTV, CAC Enugu TED Talk, and of course Enugu Speak. So please use that to promote this platform. Yeah. So as you all know, Conversations at Crips TV was born from a strong desire to share ideas on certain topics with great minds concerning relevant issues faced by individuals, business, and of course creatives in Nigeria. Today's theme, unlike the first two themes that we've done before, it's more like a question. But then before that, I want to know if anyone from my audience attended the first or the second edition, or let's say the second edition, which was the last edition. Yes, I can see you. Okay, only her. Huh? I'm sure it was not only one person. I'm very sure about that because apparently I know some of you in my audience. So if you attended the last edition, why? Why?
They're shy.
Okay, I don't know. It's as if they are shy. I'll make all of you stand up and shake your body.
But it's good that a good number of them are new faces.
Yeah.
It means
Oh
you're
yes. To my new faces, of course. Welcome to Crips TV. I hope you're enjoying yourself. You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. So today's topic is more like a question. Does money equal success? So, unlike the first two things, which was more like a statement, today is a question, and I feel like it's a question that has been on the minds of a lot of people. So, because of how broad the topic is, I feel the need to narrow it down to our career path. So, we're going to be tailoring this topic to our career path. So, does money equal success? Does money equal success? It's really going to be very, very dicey. And I'm not going to be doing it alone. Of course, I have with me my panelists. Please, you guys, I need a round of applause to share my panelists. It's not loud enough. It's not loud enough. I can't even hear it from the back. Thank you, thank you. My panelists here, they deserve a standing ovation. But then let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it cool. I have with me Engineer Tochuku and Mr. Frank Osondo. Mr. Frank, you're supposed to be here for the last edition, but then something happened because, he's a businessman and his schedule is not always free. So he couldn't make it, but I'm glad.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
put it that way.
I'm glad you're able to make it to this one.
Thank you.
So you guys, I think it's best I get you all acquainted with my panelists. So I'm going to be starting with Engineer Tochuku. As the CEO and the director of Toe Octopus Limited, a Nigerian registered company that houses Octopus Taxi and Octoserve Logistics, as well as the director of administration for Shalom Science and Technology Academy, Enugu, a Cambridge International School approved by the British Council. Engineer Tochukwu Ono rather, brings over 10 years experience of founding, running and managing growth oriented enterprises on the table. Impressive, you guys. Please, if I say small, you clap. Yeah. Clap. This is the point to clap. Exactly. Yeah. I will continue. He is often admired for his young, vibrant, and dynamic leadership style that sees no barrier, or rather, that sees no barriers. Sorry, or rather, accept the challenges of barrier as stepping stones to greater heights. Very motivating. He currently oversees, motivates, and empowers over 120 young people through direct employment or overall management. So you can see boss here. Of course. Thank you. You all are really catching up. I like that. Thank you. His drive has grown and developed over many years from the early stages of opening the first Afro-Caribbean restaurant in Exeter, Devon, UK. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
The first Afro-Caribbean restaurant in Exeter. Talk about great things. Mr. Tochukwu is an asset and a potential for young leadership of the future. He's inquisitive, that I know for sure. Just by interacting with him, he's a very inquisitive mind. And always eager to gain more knowledge, of course. I might also add, Mr. Tochukwu here is a great cook and a food enthusiast. He loves to cook.
Can I come in?
You can come in, feel free.
Okay, so some days back, I was having a conversation with Tochukwu, and then some of the things you read out here,
Yeah.
he never mentioned them, like the parts that he can cook,
Yeah.
and he also owns what's that, the restaurant?
The Afro-Caribbean.
Yeah, Afro-Caribbean restaurant in the UK. Man, I'm really honored to be.
Man's got to have some secret, So I kept that one away.
All right.
Nice to meet you, bro. Thank you
nice
so
one.
much.
Nice.
My pleasure. I'm humbled. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then I'm going to move over to Mr. Frank. Also,
great.
please forgive him for being so meek and honest and so modest. But then let me read it for you. Remember, if I read to an extent, you clap for me. Understand? He's a serial entrepreneur who started off as a graphics designer in his early days while studying electrical engineering. He loves to create hardware devices from components and resources around him. He has worked on several hardware and software projects, some of which include automated attendance system, traffic light control in Enugu, and Friday, a virtual assistant. So much more. Please, I need a round of applause. It's not easy to be innovative. Innovative is a word that comes from creativity, and I feel like it's not easy. So he later ventured into photography, videography, and cinematography, which birthed the company FSI Media. So please, I need a round of applause. You guys are not, give me, I want to hear it louder. This is to show that he also has a curious mind, because curious people do not just stick to one thing, they like to diversify. It's one thing about them. He also participated in several tech competitions and starred in the Next Titan TV show. Ooh. So, Mr. Frank, you have a thing for the screen?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I would just support you
he's at home.
as a shy person.
I'll probably tell you about it later.
Nah, he's at home. Don't believe that.
Okay. He manages both a large and small team of creatives, and he's the team lead of Skudu Labs at Genesis Tech Hub. You guys know Genesis Tech Hub. I mean, he's not here to play. Mr. Frank is not here to play. And then he does this. Above all, he's running his latest enterprise as the CEO and co-founder of Breeze Bar and Lounge here in Enugu. I'm sure a lot of you are conversant with Breeze Bar. If you like fish, I'm sure your leg is always going there.
I'm just waiting for you to finish. Let me say something.
Apparently, I have finished, so you can give him his own.
Yeah. No, Breeze Bar, excellent spot. From the first day I walked in, man, I think I've been there over 10 times in less than 2 weeks.
10 times.
That's not true.
Trust me. Anytime I go there, in fact, the waiters know, they say, do you want your regular? Man, congratulations. Yeah.
So that's really nice.
With the top G. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you. Same. Yeah.
See, my guests are liars. Very nice. Okay, so I feel like there's just this ice around here. Let's just break it off a little bit of exercise.
Okay.
I already told them ahead of time that we'll be playing a game, but it seems like some of them are shy.
Very shy,
then it's
actually.
a very easy game. I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, it's a very easy game.
Yeah.
What are you
So we're
bringing
going to be making. We're
Bring
going
it
to
on.
be. funny enough, I'm going to be involved in this game. It's not just both of you. So if I fail, you are free to laugh at me.
Right.
Voila.
You should.
Yeah, so it's just going to be, we're going to be making different sentences from the letters of the alphabet. I'm sure
Okay.
you know that game. Yeah.
Right.
So if I start the first sentence with this, no, you don't.
No, I
Sometimes
don't.
does not know, which makes it even more interesting. My viewers at home, I hope you guys are seeing this. It makes it even more interesting that he does not know. So it's more like I start a sentence with the letter A. You pick up the next sentence with letter B. He picks the next one with letter C. And then the only rule for this game is that every sentence you have to make has to have a relationship with what we're doing here. And it has to be
What?
making coherent sense. Yes, don't just say one random thing.
Please, my generation, they are watching me, so just take it easy.
That's the more reason why
Man,
you
I'm
up
terrible
your
with this
game.
sort of games, man.
All right.
There's this thing that business people don't have time for fun. I'm here to break it. I mean, don't you guys have time for fun?
But not this type of
Mr.
fun.
Tojuku told me that his idea of fun is just to sit in his quiet space and do nothing. But today I'm going to play games, so I'm going to start with myself. And please, you have to be fast so that it doesn't look like you're taking the whole words, the whole time to think. I'm going to start with myself.
So which way are we going? Clockwise,
like
anti-clockwise.
This way.
I'm going like this.
What? This way?
Yes.
It has to be this way. It has
After
to be
me,
this way.
Mr.
Oh,
Tojuku,
man,
after
yeah.
Mr. Tojuku, then Mr. Frank, and then back to me. So,
All right.
Is there something to be won? Is there a reward?
a reward. Well, I think I'm going to leave my HR to decide that after all this.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I'm going to start with myself now. Alphabet A. Let's see. A new opportunity has come for me to discuss with great minds, and I'm so excited.
Being here discussing about an interesting topic is great.
And so coming to CrispTv has exposed me to great minds like the likes of Tochukwu and Joanne. And I'm so honored to be here.
Doing what you love the most makes this all interesting.
Come on, Frank.
Come on, you feel
it, you know.
Did you feel you guys should give me all that chance?
No.
Come
no
on,
chance.
Frank, is that a
One more
sentence?
chance. Man, you set me up, man. Why did you have to mention my
Honestly, I thought that was going to be me,
I was
but
like,
since it's you, great.
Okay, no, let's not ruin the for one more trial,
One
man.
more.
Just one more.
Okay.
All right.
Audience clap if you want one more trial.
Yes,
Now, this is the real setup. This is the real
what I
setup.
said, time to warm up.
All right.
See.
Well, I'm starting.
Okay, no, what's
No,
this again? Now let's
it's
continue.
Okay,
I
okay,
said
good,
D.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
E. E, just how E.
Okay. E, yeah?
Yeah, E.
Okay. I'm eagerly waiting for what's next.
G.
For me, I think there's something wrong with Tochukwu.
Man,
Yeah.
eagerly waiting for what's next.
You guys
Go
are
now,
going to
G.
make me
F for me, I think something is
Oh,
wrong
okay,
with Tochukwu.
okay.
Are we
Okay.
F now?
Yeah. That's quite, yeah.
So after F is G.
You failed now.
No. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't get the last
You
sentence.
failed already.
I don't get it.
At this point, I think
Are you
I need
serious?
to be the host. You failed.
Guys,
So,
don't take my show from me just like that.
all right.
So I guess I accept. I lost. So.
He's having
But
a laugh.
it's no big deal.
H.
See, I'm proud. I'm proud because I thought I wouldn't be able to do this, but
It's just because I was confused. There's
Just
nothing
keep
big.
going.
Do you want us to keep going, Mr. Tochu?
Oh, I thought we were.
no, she failed now.
Yeah,
So
so
I
I-
did
Yeah.
H.
Okay,
You did I. I thought when you said
Oh.
I, I thought you already
Okay,
did
so
the
I'm
ginger.
out.
so even
You know,
unconscious,
So even unconsciously you were getting it.
I'm
So
a pro.
J
I
now.
had the idea initially that maybe when one person feels the game is over.
Oh,
but then I
okay,
guess
okay,
no.
okay.
I guess most of you want to now run the talk. So I continue now.
No, Tochukwu is from the
After
streets.
H,
So he doesn't give up.
Oh man, come on.
So Tochu, I.
No, he said I already.
You already said I.
Yes,
So that's when I lost track
unconsciously,
of you
actually.
guys.
So I said, just keep going, you know.
Mhm.
Kama is a bitch.
Let me laugh.
You see, these people are going off point now. Oh yeah, now.
Well, I mean, it's part of here. We're
Let me
laughing,
laugh.
aren't we?
Mhm.
I give up. I give up.
J.
This is not the alphabet, man. No, he's the one that messed it up, man. No.
This game is over.
I said
I
J.
failed it. I was
You
supposed
failed
to
now.
say K,
Exactly, K.
and then he continues, but he failed it.
He failed.
Oh, okay.
So that means I
He was
won.
accepted.
Now after two
Actually,
tryouts, it's a
no.
draw. It's a draw. Let's
Let's
shake
just
our
leave it
hands.
as
It's
a
a draw.
draw, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's leave it as
Yeah.
a draw. So nobody
Thank you.
no gift for anybody in particular. So let us quickly get into the topic of today. Does money equal success? So I feel like it's a very, very sensitive topic. You know why? Because looking at it from a broad perspective, like I said, we're going to be narrowed down to careers. So, but then looking at it from a broad perspective, um, a lot of emphasis is placed on money, especially in our society today. But then I would say that there are majorly two schools of thought when it comes to this particular question. On one hand, there are people who feel like, on one hand, there are people who feel like um, money overrides everything.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm about to throw my question in now. So I feel like, on one hand, a lot of people, their mindset is money overrides everything. Because, I mean, let's face it, money is important. A lot of things will not move without money. Yeah, so
Okay.
money can buy you power, sometimes even buy you respect. Keyword buy, because I saw Mr. Tochiko face. Buy. No, it's very between buying and earning. So I'm trying to tell you the power of money now. Money can do a lot of things. Money can solve problems. Money can make things happen generally. And then there's this other school of thought that is like, okay, yes, money is important, but then we get to live once, right?
Yeah.
So aside money, there should be fulfillment and there should be purpose in whatever it is you set out to do. There should be a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose, and money should not be money is important, but it should not be the first thing you look at.
Of course.
Yeah. So then, with all this, I think it's safe to say that some people define the importance of money to them or success in their own way, and others do the same thing in their own way. So I think that brings us to the first question. Let's start with you, Mr. Tochukwu. What exactly does success mean to you? What to you? What do you think success is?
Okay. Thanks for the introduction and the game
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Actually success. In a nutshell, I would say is the feeling of achievement, attainment, realizing that you set out to do something
Yeah.
and you've been able to achieve that. You could then say you've been successful. Success also, to me, I would say is the feeling, the joy, the inner satisfaction
Inner satisfaction.
that you have from, or that you get from having gotten to a certain point. Earlier on in the discussion, and you said we're focusing more on the career,
Yeah.
path and discussion. And, for a career person, success could be that promotion
Yeah.
which you've worked hard for, you've sought for, you've done everything that you needed to do, and then it arrives. That in other words could be a success. So to me, in summary, it's all of those things that make me look back and say, oh, it's been a journey worthwhile, a journey that I can see the results and I can look back through the process and say, I'm happy with, I'm satisfied with,
Yeah.
I've achieved what I set out to do. If that makes sense.
Okay, so majorly achieving what it is you set out to do.
Absolutely. The
it's
sense
what
of achievement,
Okay.
attainment, that sort of aha, some people will say eureka moment of yes,
Okay.
I've succeeded, I've achieved. Yes. And then, of course, again, it varies depending on what your, intentions were ab initio, what you set out to do.
Okay.
Yeah. But you asked me for me, so
I think that's pretty
right.
straightforward. That's pretty straightforward. Getting results for what you've set out to do. So I think we should also hear from Mr. Frank before I decide to delve deeply.
Okay, so for my answer, I would want it to be as interactive as possible.
Yeah.
And I'll always like to ask questions when I'm around people. So that
Please,
is
is it
why
me you want to ask?
I'm going to ask you a
Sure, people have
question.
seen now. When I said that he's about to take over my.
So I'm going to
Okay.
ask you a question.
Okay.
So if I wire you $1 million instantly,
Okay.
do you think you're successful?
Do I think I'm successful if you
If
just send me?
yes, I mean on
Okay.
this show, if I send you $1 million, will you be proud to tell the audience that you're successful?
Not really. I'll be proud to tell them I
You're
received
rich.
money. Yes, I'm rich.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay, you're rich, and just like
yeah,
you said before,
yeah,
you can purchase whatever you like, and
yeah.
all right. So now that brings me to the answer.
Okay.
So why I asked that question is because success is relative, and I feel like there are a lot of factors that come to play when you want to define success.
Okay. Success is
Even
relative. That's a
Nigeria
key
alone
point.
is a factor for you to define success.
I swear.
Do you understand? So you can even be successful in Nigeria and no one knows you're successful. But if you don't have that money, you're not successful. Yeah. So very quick, I think just like my brother Tochiku said, success is that feeling of fulfillment. And I would like to borrow a definition from a very popular comedian. I mean, success is your ability to purchase or acquire whatever you want without bothering anyone.
Oh,
That's my perfect definition of success.
okay. But when you say this now, because at first you said success is a feeling,
Yes.
and now you've said when you are able to acquire whatever it is that you choose to acquire, then so this
All
now
right.
this is why we're actually talking about this now.
All
Where
right.
does yes?
Okay. Okay. So let me explain why. I'll give you another instance,
Yeah.
or rather, I'll ask you a question.
I've seen
Um,
it again. It's happening again. No? Okay.
so what do you like?
What I like
Yes.
in terms of like,
Generally, like what will you spend your money on?
what would I spend my money on?
Yes.
Girl stuff, clothes, shoes, bags.
Girl stuff, exactly. So if I buy you girl stuff, you're going to be happy, and then that's a feeling of fulfillment.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong?
Well, kind of though, because I would like to think fulfillment is way deeper than what I would feel from getting clothes, shoes, and bag.
Okay, so like I said, success is relative. So if I buy those things for you, you
Yeah.
wouldn't feel fulfilled.
No, I'll feel happy, but I don't think
Okay,
that's
you feel
fulfillment
happy.
for me. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that means on your own side, money is not.
You see,
Money is not.
can you now imagine? I'm
Yeah.
not the
So
one
yeah. So
answering
I'm
this
trying
question.
to. Basically, what I'm trying to do is
Maybe towards the end, I'll make my own
okay.
Your own
observations.
opinion.
But now I
Yes.
want to know about you, Mr.
Okay. Okay. You want to know about me?
Yes,
All right.
it's you
Okay.
personally. I
For
want to
me,
know.
I don't think money is. I don't think being rich or being wealthy
Yeah.
equals being successful, because somebody like me, I'm a creative, and I started off very, very small. And I think back in the days, if I had taken a lot of offers, I would have been way higher than I am today.
No.
But then because I had my life goals and I wanted to chase it at all costs. But then what I was able to do for myself is understand my environment at every point in time. So whenever I run out of cash, I have to do something else to raise some money
Yeah.
and then keep chasing my life goals. So
Okay.
sometimes my friends would come to me and they'll ask me why I keep jumping from one thing to the other. But then nobody understands why I do it, because I mean, this is me. I have things I'm pursuing, but whenever you see me doing something different, just know I've run out of money and I need to raise money to continue my
So
journey.
it didn't really matter if they were all in the same circle.
No, it doesn't
It
matter.
didn't really matter. Okay.
It doesn't matter. So now I like to see myself as a very young person. I mean, the journey is very, very, very far ahead.
Yeah.
So if I can do basically every experiment I have to do within my 30s, I mean, there's still 40.
Yeah.
Most great minds, they never achieved it in one day. So if I can experiment through my 30s and grasp every knowledge, in as much as I'm trying to raise money, what these things does for me is that it gives me the opportunity to learn new things every day. So chances are that if we ever meet or if we ever have to compete against each other, you may never win me because
You've had experience.
yes, I've had experience with almost everything in this life, and I feel like at some point all these experiences are going to come to play.
So you never felt at some point that you were running out of time, though. You never felt that way.
Okay.
at
So
any point?
that's where that success being relative comes to play.
Okay, yeah, that's
So
true.
whenever people talk to me about time, and I don't listen to them because people have their goals, and in as much as the people in your immediate environment, they don't see you as being useful, or maybe you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You understand yourself better, and you just at every point have to believe that somebody somewhere in this life will understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if every other person doesn't appreciate it, someday you're going to find someone that will
That
be
will.
patient to take you through every step. So I never feel like I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I guess that's why they say patience is a virtue. Yeah.
It is, but
So, guys, please, just to remind you, please make sure you're writing your questions down, okay? So that, because I know we're about to spill some really, really interesting things. So, please, if you have any questions, write them down. Eventually, someone will take it. Yeah.
okay.
So just to
So,
sort
Frank,
of,
thank you so much.
just
for
to sort
that.
of
Yeah.
also add to what he's saying, and I
Yeah.
think, success is also purpose driven.
Yeah.
You could, if it's Nigeria, Nigeria, we don't joke with that word destiny. Everyone will say destiny.
Yes.
So our success is also destiny driven.
That's another
Purpose
angle.
driven in the sense, yes, I mean, I'll use the two words interchangeably.
Yeah.
Purpose driven in the sense, like when he was explaining, having a drive to achieve what you want to achieve, irrespective of what is available out there.
Yeah.
Like when he made mention of if he had taken up the opportunities that
Yes.
came, probably in terms of if we were to measure wealth
Yes.
or riches, he probably would be richer. His account probably would be smiling a lot more today. But the fact is, in spite of having achieved that, if he had gone that route, some people say route, he wouldn't feel a sense of fulfillment. He wouldn't feel like he has achieved his purpose. And that's what I wanted to chip in. That
Yeah.
just in agreement what he said. It's success is purpose and destiny driven.
Yes, it is. It is, though. I agree with you. But then I really want to emphasize on this burning thing going on in the minds of young people these days. I mean, let us be realistic. This money thing is a very serious thing. I'm serious. It's a very serious thing. Even
Yeah,
when you're
very
pursuing
serious.
your passion,
Yeah,
it is
true.
a very serious thing
Yeah.
because some of us are not, should I say, opportune enough to have
Good
families
life.
that would want to take care of everything for
Yes,
us.
yes.
Some of us really have to struggle with a lot of things. Yes, and then you have a lot of pressure. For example, now those of us that have to come to work, you have to feed yourself, pay your rent, take care of your bills,
Right.
sometimes send money home, and just these things. And now you are coming to tell me that it's the fulfillment and the purpose that I get from doing what I do that is going to put food on my table. And I'm like, please, please. Don't. So that brings me to the question, to my next question for you, Mr. Tuchpo.
Okay.
If you're doing the things because you mentioned a lot of things according to your profile, a lot of things you did, and I find that really impressive. So what if along the way, while you were doing these things, you didn't really notice any form of financial results? Do you think you'd still be doing them?
Okay. You see.
Sorry, to get one thing straight to
Right,
everything
yes.
you've done, they are in line with your passion and desires,
Right.
right?
Right.
There are things that give you a sense of fulfillment and happiness and purpose, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so if you're not getting financial results from them, do you think honestly, from the bottom of your heart's heart, you think you'd still continue on that journey?
Okay. So let me put it this way. Actually, it's like how do I say? Most times, dreams don't materialize instantly. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me borrow that word.
When did you
Exactly.
realize that, Mr. Tuchukwu?
What that dreams
When,
don't.
yeah, when did you realize that? Because
Well, I mean, throughout my journey, I mean, you took me back to all the things I've done, and the ones that I'm still currently doing. Um, I didn't envisage through doing any of them that I would have instant gratification or
gratification.
result.
yeah,
I knew that it was going to be a journey. What I kept praying was, let it be a short one. Because
I think that should be the
it's like
prayer.
you're climbing
Yeah,
a mountainous terrain. So it's not easy. So if and realistically, not only if, it actually happened through the processes of this journey, that there were no financial attainments, more or less, let's keep the grammar aside, money,
Yes, no
pepper,
day.
no rest. As they say, the money, no show. It's cause for the inner question of, do you really believe in what you're doing? Because through it you get the answer of persistence, which is a very important virtue for many people who have become successful. I mean, I look at some of the wonderful pictures you guys have here, and I don't know, the person standing almost adjacent to me is Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And if you speak to him, he can tell you journey has been extremely rough. But I mean, his you can't count, I think, top three wealthiest persons on earth
Yeah,
today without mentioning his name.
yeah.
So yes, the money, if the money doesn't come, yes, realistically speaking, there are opportunities for you to get disappointed, to get weak, to get
Mr.
fed
Tuchukwu, you
up.
must answer me directly. Mr. Tuchukwu, I said for you, if you're not getting financial results,
Yes,
would
yes.
you just like yes or no? Would you have stopped or would you have continued?
No,
I
no,
just
no,
want
I
to
won't
know.
stop. No, the
Okay,
answer
you
is
wouldn't have
no,
stopped.
because like I said,
This is why you guys should be inspired.
it has happened through the journey.
Yeah.
In fact, let me tell you something. A lot of the process of where I am today,
Yeah.
or the journey, if I'm to use your word, has come through sweat, blood, and tears.
Of course.
And
Those days.
Yes. That's what even makes the glory taste sweeter.
you see, so you've even had to invest the little
Yeah.
that you have. I know what I've had to invest if we're to talk money, because I have a vision in mind of where I want to be. Because like I said, and I agree with him, that the journey is still, it's still far.
Yeah.
You understand? Whatever I think I might have achieved, if you people say so, or if you reel out my CV to say so, I still think there's a lot more ahead that
Yes.
needs to be achieved.
Yeah.
So it's come through a process of investing, reinvesting, in the process.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, every business starts to make
Money.
stands to make money,
Yeah.
make profits. That is the whole sole purpose of a business.
Yeah.
But I don't think the journey should be cut short because you're not seeing that. If the
Results
process is
yet.
right, yes, exactly. If the process is right, that is what you believe in. Persistence, it's one of the virtues that I think would help you get there.
Yeah.
So wait it out and keep doing the right thing. Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
you actually, thank you for that. Thank you so much, Mr. Tuchukwu. That was really insightful. Then I picked up, you said something about vision.
Right.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to be really realistic here, especially because I'm still on my own journey as well. So at that point, when you talk about vision, not everybody can see it.
Yeah.
You get? Sometimes it's just you, if you're lucky. maybe your parents can see it with you or your friends.
Yeah. It's a lonely journey.
And then they will have motivating you. But a lot of people cannot see what you are seeing because it's all in your head. And no matter how powerful your imagination is, until you finally implement it, people cannot really key into it just yet.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through the process of how you felt when some people were not seeing what you were seeing? What was it like for you? What was your mental state like? And what was your, what were you telling yourself to get by?
Yeah. To be fair with you, I think entrepreneurs are one of the strongest
I would
beings
say
on
that.
earth. No questions. And of course, I'm not capping. If I'm to borrow the Gen Z language, don't worry, I'm still one of.
You're not.
Come on, man. How do I look? Didn't you hear my CV say young,
No,
vibrant?
no. You're not.
All right. So the simple truth is that journey is one of the loneliest journey you would imagine. Because like you rightly said, it's a journey where the vision seems to be a mono, in the sense you're like the only one who can see it, and if you're lucky, you have someone else who is there, or maybe your parents can see it or believe in you, even if they can't see it. You have nice enough and good enough parents who say, listen, we believe in you. So what does it need?
We all know in Nigeria they're not that much.
It's because the truth is, you made a statement which I just want to recall. Some of the people maybe in their career, they cannot really see the progress because realistically things are difficult, and more so in our society. You look at what you're getting and you look at these problems, and it just seems like a cycle, a continuous one at that. But the truth is, and just to summarize, it's going to be hard. Your mental, at some point, you begin to question your mental health. You begin to question yourself, really. You seem like an outcast.
Exactly.
You will face a lot of very difficult introspective moments where you're asking yourself deep questions.
Especially if it's new. Not many people
especially when it's new. You're talking of an innovative a novel idea, and people are looking at you are like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, man, and just to say this, it was just like when I was trying to gain admissions to the university. I did my WAEC here. Trust me, a lot of people were saying, why not you just forget about looking at that place you want to go and get your jam, man, and sit down here and read. Trust me, these are words that would really, really break your heart. But get ready to, take all those difficult moments, and try and make lemonades out of lemon.
So in other words, if money is your main motivation, you really cannot continue chasing what it is that whatever it is that gives you fulfillment and happiness. That's one thing I've pointed out from what you said. So thank you so much, Mr. Tochukwu. Let's move into the next question, because I know that whatever it is you believe now, Mr. Frank, same with you, Mr. Tochukwu, whatever it is you believe now, all of your belief system was highly or is highly influenced by your environment. Because you know what they say, your habits are usually formed by your habitats as a person. So we're going to talk about the environmental factor now. Let me give you guys one. People should write my quotes down, please. Let me give a very short and funny story. So when I was doing my youth service, I did my youth service in Asaba. I had a friend. I had a roommate, rather. I had a friend as well. My friend had a car, so sometimes we would go with him to work in the morning, or most times, let's say most times. In the morning, when I and my roommate would finish preparing and everything, we would hop into his car and then he'd take us to work. So this, my friend, is very calm and everything. Usually, on our ride to wherever it is we're going to, he's just playing this solemn, soft songs. This kind of songs that will put you in the mood to start your day. So there was a time his car broke down and we had to use his friend's car instead. So I and my friend was like, okay, no wahala now. Still, he's helping us, so why not? When we sat in friend's car, the first day he drove us to work, there was this song. There's this song that was raining back then. I forgot. Let me try. See Mary, see Jesus. Please, who can relate to that song?
I think it should be
See
Young John
Mary,
or
see
something.
Jesus. I don't understand that song in any way. In fact, I hated the song. I hated it. I was like, what's the point of this song? What kind of song is this? And then the guy loved that song, the driver. He loved that song. So every time we're going to work, he's always playing the song. He's always playing the song on repeat, always. So there was a day we're going to work. And then the song was blaring as usual. Me, I'm not going to say anything. My friend will not say anything. This is not our car. This is not even our neighbor. So we just had to allow him to do whatever it is I wanted to do. And then I noticed that, or I didn't notice at that point though, but then it was later when I was thinking about it, I noticed that I started shaking my head to the sound of the song and then tapping my feet to the sound of the song. I didn't even realize what I was doing yet. It was one time when I was having my bath, because I like singing when I'm bathing, that's just me. I was singing this song, I was humming the song, See Mary,
See
See
Mary.
Jesus. And that was when my roommate was not like, what are you singing? I thought you said you hate this song.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, true. I really do not like this song, but then I cannot get the song out of my head. It's as though the beat keeps playing, See Mary, See Jesus. And that's like how powerful your environments can be. It's just like when you decide that, okay, I want to enter a refrigerator. Imagine you can fit into a refrigerator. Do you know that even if you put on 10 cardigans, you would still get cold if you stay in that fridge long enough. It would penetrate and then you would feel cold eventually. That's how powerful your environment can be. So now let us talk about you, growing up for you and the people you surrounded yourself with, Mr. Frank. How would you say your environment really influenced your opinion now of what success means?
Okay.
You can give us a little bit of insight on what it was like for you. No harm done.
All right. So that question is very tricky. But I'm going to try and answer it as much as possible.
Okay.
All right. So for me, growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. Reason is because friends have a way of making you change your dreams. Like
Or was
when
it because we were shy?
no, I used to be shy. Well, I used to be shy, but then it was
Okay.
just around girls, not
Ooh.
so yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't keep a lot of friends because there are times that you would want to talk to somebody about something, and then once they can't do it, they try to convince you to do what they know. It's very
Instead.
typical in Nigeria, creatives in Nigeria, and if you go to the mechanic, that's what they do around here in the country. So if you go to fix your brake and the person can't fix your brake, he
He'll
will
tell
tell
you
you that
something else.
the problem is not your brake, that he needs to fix a wire so that whenever you want to step on your brake, maybe you would touch the wire and then your brake will start working.
Yeah.
That's what friends can do to your dream. So I keep a lot of friends, but then everybody has a purpose.
Okay.
So if your purpose, sorry, I keep a lot of friends in recent times
Okay.
because everybody serves a purpose.
Okay.
So I have friends that basically all I do with them is drink, laugh, and we talk from morning till night.
Okay.
And within myself, I know that
That's where it ends.
you can't offer me more than what it is, and I keep to it. Then there are some other friends that I have reasonable conversations with, and I always listen to people. That's one very important thing you should note if you're going to let your environment influence you in any way. Always listening, no matter how terrible what the person has to tell you is.
Yeah.
Always listening and pick out what you want. Then
Yeah.
discard the rest. Then I'll also say these things, especially to young people out there. So if you start finding yourself in the midst of people you feel like they are doing well more than you, or they are
Yeah.
intimidating you,
In any way.
you need to take a step back, because just like you said, unconsciously at some point you're going to want to be like them.
True.
And once you start having that mindset, trust me, it might be the end of your dreams, because you're going to do everything possible to be like your friend.
Okay.
So know when to stop. If you start feeling intimidated, always take a step back.
Okay.
That's what works for me. So if I start feeling a certain way around people, I just take a step back. And moreover, I like to stay around people that are older than I am,
Okay.
because what it does for me is that at every point when you see that this person is doing well and you want to be like this person, you instantly remind yourself that this person is older than I am.
Yeah.
It took some
Took
time for this
years.
person to
Okay.
get to this point. So why stress yourself? Just keep doing what you're doing. You will
Okay.
definitely get there someday.
What about family though? Were your parents always so supportive of your
Okay, they were a bit supportive, but there's this thing about my mom. Even if you're 60 years, she will never believe you're an adult. Do you understand? She was supportive, but then the problem I had with her is that each time I want to take a decision, she will always want to impose her own decision because she feels like I
Okay.
can't figure it out yet.
You're still always a baby, no matter
Yes.
how old you are.
So the very good thing my parents did for me back in the years, my mom gave me, there was this laptop then, HP, I think HP 530. She gave me back in the days. That was how I started learning graphics design. That's with the computer she gave me. I used
Okay.
it through my secondary
And she knew
school.
you had an interest before she gave you, or it was more like a gift, a rich
Okay,
kid gift.
she no, no, not the rich kid. It was actually her laptop,
Okay.
but my mom is not tech savvy, so she let me use the laptop. And up until the point where when I felt like it was time to move, I told her that I was coming to Enugu. I think that was way back 2015 or 14, thereabout.
Yeah.
After okay, 2015, after my school days. So she said I wouldn't leave the house, and there was nothing out there to do.
Yeah.
So why go out and go and waste your time when you can wait for a job to come? Or you just keep applying for jobs and wait for the right time.
Yeah.
So I was very, or rather, not I was, I'm still very stubborn, because you have to be very smart for you to win an argument with me. So I told her that it's not going to happen. I can't stay back in the house doing nothing. I wanted to go out and look for something for myself. So what she told me was that if I decide or if I make that decision, then she wouldn't give me any money. That
Oh,
yes, I'm going out
multi-million.
on my own. And well, for me, and I think it works for every other person. You see, when you're stranded or when you need to get something done, there's always a first. I don't know what that thing is, but something that talks to you
Yeah.
unconsciously. There's that first voice and the second voice. The first
Okay.
voice will almost sound like it's not possible.
Yeah. True.
Yes, it always sounds like it's not possible. But see that first voice, even if you're going to die, never neglect that first voice that talks to you.
The first voice that sounds.
Yes, that talks to you in like unconsciously or in your mind. I don't know what to call
I know
that.
which one do you say what sounds negative? The first one.
Not negative. It always sounds like it's impossible.
Okay, impossible, rather.
Yes,
Okay.
but you see that particular voice.
It's the one you should not ignore.
It's the one you should not ignore.
Okay.
So that was what happened then. That voice essentially said, how you go take survive? How will you even find your way to Enugu? Where will you stay? But I was already used to those things. So
Okay, you weren't here in Enugu.
no. I used to stay in Ebonyi State with my parents.
Okay.
So I instantly told my mom that I would leave the next day, no matter what happens. Then I only had 5,000 naira on me, and I was
Wow.
ready to do whatever, whatever it takes to get it done. Then the good thing she did for me then was to call up my uncle then,
Yeah.
and he's the owner of Digital Dreams,
Yeah.
yes, here in Enugu. So he he told me to come over and that I could resume. There was this internship program then that we had back in the days. I could resume for the internship program
Yeah.
afterwards. So I reached out to a friend of mine, Arinze. That was how I moved to Enugu. I stayed with Arinze for some time. And
Yeah.
while I was with Arinze, nothing was giving me money, but I started learning my graphics almost all the time.
Yeah.
So whenever I had a free time, I always jump on my laptop and try to fix up one or two things.
Yes.
So that was how it started. I was earning like 2K, 3K. I was doing jobs that would give me 1K, 2K, 3K. But I was satisfied because I could eat at least and
That your
survive.
friend, did he play a key role though? Was he like the motivating type, the kind of person that really encouraged you? Because that's also part of the environment now we're
Yes,
talking about.
yes, he was motivating and he really helped because when you live with somebody that has a vision,
Yeah.
instantly you start to
Aligning.
yes, align. And that was what happened. And from 5,000 naira, I started having 10,000. From 10,000, I started having 20,000. From 20,000, I started having hundreds of thousands. And
Ugh. And now millions.
no, I don't have millions. I still have.
No, stop it.
So I think that was just the journey so far.
Yeah.
And the environment always plays a very key role at every point. But I already have rules that I live by.
Yeah.
And I never disobey them no matter what because they kept me up till now.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was it.
Guys, I hope you guys are really picking a lot of things because I am. I am. And those of you watching at home too, I hope you're also picking a lot of things. So let us go to Mr. Tuchuk. Mr. Tuchuk, would you like to add to this environmental factor?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much said he said it. Unless you're asking for my own story, So but he's pretty much said it. What was pushing him at that time was his entrepreneurial spirit, saying, "Man,
Yeah.
you need to go out there." And sometimes, I should say, a lot of parents might not understand, and this is a little bit of a limiting factor, especially in our environment. And then, like he said, stubborn. That word "stubborn" is what's going to be used.
Yeah.
But they don't know that innate in you is a drive that you can't explain to achieve something.
Yeah.
So
Powerful.
yeah, we call it stubborn. There are so many things. Someone would just summarize and say, yes, he's a stubborn kid.
Yeah.
But then they don't look at what the reason
Yeah.
is. So on my own end, I've always had, I think I've said it before, I've always had supportive parents.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, a lot of people say you were born with a silver spoon. That's complete lie. Trust me, if I start telling my story, probably we
might not live here
overshoot.
today.
So, but I've actually seen. I come from a family of should I say, people who push and drive, whose ambitions are far higher than a lot of people can actually fathom. And I've seen them actually try, fail, stand up, try again, and then boom, they've succeeded at what they do. So this sort of thing or example, as a child growing up,
Yeah.
that look up to your parents a lot, would easily sort of mirror in your own sort of behaviors and stuff.
choices,
And then
yeah.
again, the issue of so many people saying, no, you can't achieve this, you can't do this,
Yeah.
from growing up and through a lot of, through the phases, has actually kind of given that extra push,
Yeah.
the extra notch to say, listen, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to show you that I can achieve it. And I'm going to come back and say, this is, the
made
result.
it.
So these are some of the little things that we kind of tend to ignore,
Yeah.
in this in the whole question of success, but these are very, very important traits,
Yeah.
that the environment kind of rubs off on you.
Yeah, that's really nice. Thank you so much for that as well. So I was going through an article. It wasn't an article, no. It was a video actually. They were talking about the former Miss USA that committed suicide. So Miss USA, this knows what I'm talking about. I think her name is Miss Chris. I've forgotten her surname, but yes, that should be her name. So this happened last year also. She's very intelligent, very smart, very beautiful. Successful, what we define as success, yes. What a lot of people define as success, yes. Money, it's there, influence, it's there and everything. But then she committed suicide on the account of depression. And it's, it really brings this whole thing we're talking about back home. Because sometimes you'd wonder why, if money was that important, how come you still see some of these people that, have the money still lounging into depression or taking their own life? And we see this every day, it happens every day. So I want to ask you, Mr. Joshua, is it possible to have a successful career and still be unhappy as a person?
Okay, so basically, let me just correct something, or let me just say something a bit. Money is very important.
It is,
Yeah, I apologize if at any point I made it seem like it's not important. No, it's very important.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a factor of success. It's not the only factor
Yeah.
as well. So let me get that out of the way. You see, happiness again is I think it's another broad word or topic, if I should
Yeah.
go that way. And a lot of people lose a lot of things on the journey to acquire wealth and acquire money.
True.
Again, coming from a Christocentric family, God is the harbinger of success. I'm sorry, of happiness.
Yeah.
So of success as well. Of fact, literally everything in life. So, if I was to go on the religious side, I would say, it's that hope
Yeah.
and faith in God that can, kind of create that alternative path instead of thinking of, what's it called? Committing suicide, for example.
Yeah.
In our environment, just again, I hope I could say this, in our
Feel free.
environment, we face a lot of challenges. In fact,
Yeah.
extreme challenges that we kind of ignore, some of the realities that are out there, because you say Miss USA, come on, like Miss USA.
Like,
I mean,
she's living
probably,
the dream.
she is living the dream.
Yeah.
She's like,
People's role model.
man, a lot of, if you go outside and ask some of the upcoming sort of girls and
Yeah.
say, would you like to one day become Miss USA? You probably
yes.
would have. They will ask you, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because that's like a dream.
Yeah.
And like you said, she's literally acquired every other thing that comes with that title. The wealth is there, but she committed suicide on the back of depression.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that if I'm not over exaggerating, a lot of people in this society live with depression, and it's almost becoming a norm. It's not
Do
ideal
you mean Nigeria or generally?
in Nigeria. No, I'm
Okay.
telling you in Nigeria. So if we're all to commit
Depressed people.
suicide based on the issues of that we're depressed,
Yeah.
you see where I'm going with this. The truth is, yes, it's possible for someone to achieve, wealth, to achieve success, to achieve, to be at the peak
Yeah.
of their, should I say, existence, or at the peak of their career, and still, sort of give it all away, or still live, sort of like you made it
Yeah.
in the case of this lady. It's possible, and I wouldn't say I'm what's it called, a specialist in therapy.
Yeah.
But what I would say is we're very lucky, I should say, with the amount of family, friends, and some sort of support.
Yeah.
Even though these are not sort of official, these are sort of informal support that we have
Yeah.
on the journey to achieving success in this our environment. When I say our environment, our society, I mean like in Nigeria.
Yeah.
A lot of these things are not available or readily available out there. I did my first and second degree in the UK, and it's, I can tell you, very conservative. You are on your own, as they say, OIO. So a lot of things that we can sit over and discuss. A lot of the things that are bugging my mind, that I could sit and just maybe have a chit chat with my friend Frank, or discuss with you, or just someone random. out there, you're talking to nobody. It's like who you're talking to is saying, "Man, I've got to catch a bus,"
Really?
and everyone is just living a sort of isolated,
Life.
kind of life.
I know the
And these
funny
are
part, I'm sorry to call you short, but then
yes,
this gets a little bit more interesting because
right.
then prior to her death,
Mm-hmm.
there were some interviews that she had already done, and she had a very supportive mom. She was doing what she actually loves, what she
Right,
was passionate about.
right.
You get, so that's the irony of everything.
Someone will
But then
say,
when did she now lose
"Ikabe
track? Yes, when so like at some point you can still lose track, you can still
right.
believe in your success and then feel unhappy. I think that these are things that we don't really talk
Okay,
about.
okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
let me just chip in something very briefly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what here's what I think happens with most people and why they go into depression at some point. One thing I always tell people is that being grateful for every step you take is important. Secondly, don't be faster than your shadow. Growth is a gradual process, and once you jump a particular step, it's going to be very difficult for you. So, what happens to people is that people move from 0 to 10. I'll give you an instance. You shoot a skit today and you post on Instagram, and tomorrow, when you have 100,000 views, instantly you start calling yourself a celebrity. You might
Yeah.
get paid 1 million naira and you're already riding a Mercedes Benz. Now, the problem here is that if you own a Mercedes Benz, you need to be earning 1 million naira almost every week or every month to be
Yeah.
able to sustain that
Your
lifestyle.
Mercedes Benz. Yeah.
So that brings me to the part of being humble. So in every step you find yourself, it's very important that you are humble and you should be able to relate with people around you.
Yeah.
Because once you run out of cash, you're going to instantly begin to think of ways you can make that money to sustain
Yeah.
yourself. And once you can't figure out a way to make that money,
That's the end.
you go into depression instantly.
Yeah.
If you're someone that cannot steal, obviously you can't do anything about you can't force yourself to steal. So
Yeah.
if you can't find any way to solve that problem,
Yeah.
you start thinking so much.
You
Depression
know.
is simply people putting their mind into
Yeah.
unnecessary things. That's what causes depression. So people should never be faster than their shadow at any point in time,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot to live a luxurious lifestyle.
And
Some
again, sorry,
things.
hop on to, like I said, let me not just spiritualize over spiritualize
Yeah.
this. God fills most, in fact, all vacuums.
Yeah.
So, because, someone who's achieved, just to sort of add to what you're saying, it wasn't in the journey.
Yeah.
They had attained a certain life, but there was something lacking. I don't know. I don't know whether she left any notes, but you will find that there is something. There's a sort of,
Something
yeah,
lacking that
something
nobody could
lacking
see.
that no one could see, irrespective of what the externals
Yeah.
were. So it's very important, that you seek the solution to
Yeah.
that lack,
God factor, of
the
course.
God factor
But
as
then
well.
again, I don't know. I have some questions outlined, but
Okay.
just listening to you, I have some other things bugging me. Because you mentioned something about destiny now, and you said it is important that people do not move faster than their shadow and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But then, it's also possible that some people do not, because you also mentioned something about destiny. Yeah, some people, should I say, walk into these things or bump into these things. For example, now, a child celebrity
Okay.
that just one day you sleep and wake up and you're already a celebrity. Something makes your life change
Change.
automatically overnight.
Yes.
That way, you've lost control of a lot of things, and not just children celebrities now. Also, some people too as well. You can might just be doing your own small thing, and then maybe you are not prepared enough for what happened to your life at that point and the changes that it comes. You know what comes with. Let's talk about fame, for example. Now, maybe if your career is something that has to do with fame, you know what comes with that too. You know the attention that comes with that and stuff like that. So then what happens when at this point now you're not in control of being faster than your shadow? Your shadow met you. Yeah. So in that
You
case,
must be
what
lucky.
what then
Most
happens?
people
Because
shadow leave them.
yeah,
Sorry.
sometimes some people's life are like that. Everybody's life is not the same. Some
Yeah.
people get to take the step-by-step process. Some people don't get to meet that goal at all. And some people meet it before they are even ready for it. You get? So
Okay. So the first question is, whoever said that if you're a celebrity, you need to always work with um, bodyguards, or you always need to work with security around you? I want to understand. Is there someone somewhere that made that law?
Not really. It's either you're doing for your safety or you're doing for the attention. And I
Okay,
don't.
okay. So that's the thing. If you're going to be a celebrity that would need that amount of security or escort, it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It takes a gradual process.
Okay.
And during that process, I'm sure you would see it coming. You would always see that kind of opportunity coming. It doesn't happen overnight. Just like I gave an example, if you post a video on Instagram and wake up tomorrow to have 100,000 views,
Yeah.
trust me, if you want to walk around the streets of Enugu um trekking, you can
Yeah.
do it. But I'm in Nigeria, people are already used to the fact that once you have a lot of um clients, or what's it called, viewers on,
Yeah.
Fans.
yeah, fans,
Well, that's
it's
that's one area to look at it, anyways. That's one
What
area
of
to
the
look at it. But then,
what of the celebrity kid, that one that sang "Lord, I thank you for the sunshine"?
Thank you for
I mean, he
rain.
was probably just singing it as a usual
Yeah, or even
choir.
that kid too that acted Home
in
Alone.
right.
I'm not sure they were even ready for the kind of fame that came his
Okay.
way.
Well, I mean, I'll be a little
Or
bit.
if he was able to
I'll
handle
take
it.
Hollywood movies.
Okay, let's take
Repeat
that
yourself.
out then.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's possible that you can just go this issue of virality with
Yeah.
celebrities. It just happens, boom, right? And like your whole
Sometimes.
life just turns around and stuff like that. So it's a possibility. There are
And
people
people
who are
would
a bit
want to just want to start
smoother.
working with you immediately, and
Right.
connections
Yes.
here and there. They're reaching out to you.
but that's true. You can be a celebrity and you don't live a luxurious lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Having a security around you,
Yeah.
it doesn't cost so much to achieve that kind of thing. But then when you now maybe relocate,
Yeah.
buy expensive cars,
Yeah.
or shop expensive things, and that's where the problem comes in. So if you wake up tomorrow and you're a celebrity, I mean, you can just stick to the fact that if you have maybe a Corolla, manage your Corolla and probably just tint your car so that you don't get the unnecessary attention
Yeah.
when you walk around.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying basically is that if you're a celebrity, you can live your normal life.
Yeah.
Security is important, but I'm sure it wouldn't cost you as much as living a luxurious lifestyle.
I
Yeah.
think then by all means you should be able to self-reflect too, whether whatever it is you're doing, whether you blow overnight or not. I think that little time we take to reflect on ourselves
Right.
personally will also
Okay.
help you get back in track. So we're almost done. I hope your questions are ready, you guys. But before I collect the questions, let's just talk about um how you're able to block out the noise.
Okay.
Those things that try to change your course or make you to see less motivation in whatever it is you are doing. How are you able to block out the noise generally? Let's just talk about that while we wait for their questions.
Okay. Let me sort of bring a discussion a little bit again back, to what affects most people
Yeah.
in our environment. A lot of people, we have a great, in fact, we have, I think in most environment anyway,
Yeah.
but I think we have quite a lot of people who are not necessarily entrepreneurs, business people,
Yeah.
employers of labor, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of people who are sort of career based employees and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And again, so that it doesn't seem like what we're discussing is like for the rich and all that. Well,
Yeah.
of course, I'm not saying people who are like kind of career focused and employees are not rich, but I'm just saying that if we're to reach out to a general audience in this discussion, I go back to what he said initially. Success is it's something you must define for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a general
Term.
term that everyone's own is similar. It's a unique journey.
Yeah.
What I can class as success
Yeah.
as a teacher, for example, will most likely not be the same thing as someone who is selling something in the market, as an entrepreneur, or someone who is working in maybe the civil service.
Yeah.
So you must, as an individual, define what success
Is
is to you. It also comes to answering your question about blocking the noise and blocking the distraction,
Yeah.
because these are things that will exist, will come, will happen. But it's very, very important that once you've defined what success is, for example, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I teach a particular subject. To me, what I would define as my success is being able to impact, knowledge that is useful to the students. And how do I know I've impacted knowledge?
Yeah.
My students being able to replicate what I've taught or told them,
Yeah.
and being able to succeed. For example, in examination, I have 12 students, 11 of them come out with A1,
Yeah.
through what I've been able to teach them.
Yeah.
That is a lot of success in itself. It can be undermined by a lot of people, but that is success. So once that personal definition of what success is to you have been achieved,
Yeah.
I would say you must again, be grateful for milestones attained and achieved in your journey. Whether you've achieved that success or not, this is a process. Don't expect to, all of a sudden, have, a live turning event. If it happens, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But celebrate the little things. Gratitude is another very, very vital virtue for
Mr. Frank also
continuity.
said that.
Yes, being able to say, okay, yesterday I was at this level. Today I'm here,
Yeah.
and I look forward to tomorrow, where that level would take me. The Japanese, there is this sort of driving, should I say, statement of the Japanese. It's called continuous improvement.
Yeah.
Doing better today what you did yesterday. So if your aim, if your ambition, if your vision is to do better, to be better today than you were yesterday, and you continuously see yourself hooking onto that drive, it's easy for you to then realize that, oh, this noise coming in from here will not make me better, will not make me, do better. So these two virtues are something that I think it's important to note if you're trying to, exclude yourself from the noise. And of course, in conclusion, having what they will call, what a lot of people will say, the Holy Spirit.
Sure.
Yeah, or like you were saying, that inner mind to be able to decipher or sieve out, the chaff from the wheat, is also very, very important. Having that self-introspection, of the journey, will help you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Also, Mr. Frank, would you like to add how are you able to block out the noise from time to
Well,
time?
for me, it's very funny. If I want to block out noise, I'll grab my beer. I'll drink. I'll drink. We'll drink together.
Okay.
And we say all sorts of rubbish and go home and rest.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I will come out to, my own goals. Of course. So what I'm trying to say basically is that if we drink today and go home, tomorrow chances are that I won't see you again. So that is me pushing you away. That's how I do my.
Are you serious? Okay. Oh, that's really straightforward.
Man, get ready to drink kegs of keg when you meet the people that you wake up, they're there. You turn around, they're there. The noise is everywhere. Of course, I know that, man.
They'll get tired. They will get tired. They'll get tired, trust me.
Okay, that's something. I didn't know that as well. So, do we have any questions, though? Do we have any? Okay, let's just get them real quick. Oh, my viewers at home, I'm so sorry we'll be unable to take your questions today. We're working on that. Okay, let's have the first question. So we don't have who the questions are directed to. I guess anybody can answer that.
Okay.
Okay. So anybody that feels comfortable with answering can answer. So on the journey of doing and achieving your dream and seeing it through, what if you lose interest and passion for that? What next?
Say that again.
Okay. On the journey of doing and achieving your dream
Okay.
and seeing it through, what if you lose interest and passion for that? This means you're already on your journey to your dream, but then you lose passion somehow for your
Okay,
dream.
is it-
So how do you regroup and ensure you keep moving forward?
First
Yeah.
of all, is that it's a very straightforward answer. If
Mm-hmm.
you ever lose focus, it means it was never your dream in the first place. Um,
It was
Passion.
never your dream in the first
Yes,
place.
it was never your dream in the
So
first
sometimes
place.
your dreams can change.
Dreams don't.
Because I remember I wanted to be a
Dreams
doctor
don't
at some
change.
point.
No, no, no. Dreams
I
don't
know.
change. If you ever change your path, your career path
Yeah.
in this life, then you're not following your dream. You've dropped your dream for some other thing.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you move from wanting to be a doctor to a presenter, it means you've dropped your dream somewhere and you're basically working to survive. That's what it means.
No, that's not what it means. No,
That's what it means.
That ain't what it means
That's what
at
it
all.
means. Tochukwu, do you have
No.
No, but
different-
yeah, I think I'll come from a different angle
Yeah.
about this, because realistically, like I said, this journey of uh, pursuing success, achieving success, your dream, is not an easy journey, and it's not unheard of for you to feel cold, for you to have cold moments, for moments where you're doubting yourself. You've done a whole lot of things, none of them seem to be working.
Yeah.
And you just feel like, man, that's it, I'm giving up. It's not unheard of. In fact, trust me, it's going to come so many times that I think what happens is that you become so used to it that you don't allow it to affect you anymore.
Yeah.
But if you ask anyone who has gone through, and I believe, of course, I'm sure, even if you to check, maybe there are times where you felt, man, I can't do this, anymore. What I would say is check what drove you towards that path ab initio. Why did you choose to start a business, for example?
True.
Were you starting it because you saw someone else? If that is the case, then 100% what he said, it was never meant to be.
True.
But if you were doing it because you had an innate desire, an innate passion, or you had a sort of vision,
Yeah.
then when you feel at your lowest,
Yes.
think about why you started the journey in the first place.
True.
Now, also think about, have you ever realized or achieved certain milestones that pushed you forward?
True.
If you have, take that as a solace, or have your, should I say, maybe drink to that. I don't know about
Celebrate that too.
Yeah, celebrate that, and give yourself a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
This journey is not, even though you want to achieve by a certain age. In fact, as I was reading more, researching more on sort of this discussion, of course I had to be sure that I was on path. I saw that there were people who actually hit success in their 60s. There were people who hit it in their 70s. So throughout their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, they were doing something. They weren't just born and all of a sudden they became 60 years. But their journey was long. So, but they didn't give up. Okay, so there are people who are lucky enough to maybe in their 30s or late 20s, or even in, like you said, a child prodigy. And then they hit, they achieve what a lot of people would wish to achieve, in their lifetime. So celebrate the little milestones of achievement. Remember why you started it in the first place. Look at the responsibilities that await you or that expect you to achieve that success, to be able to rely on you. I take what's his name, Jeff Bezos, for example. That's the owner of Amazon. thousands of families are feeding through him. They are feeding through his achievement of starting Amazon as a company.
Yeah.
If he gave up along the line, thousands of families that are feeding through him today will not be. So these are some of the things that you can do to motivate you to keep pushing.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's not only business wise. In your career,
True.
you're looking for that promotion. You're already on a path. There are things that you need to do. You need to learn. You need to get yourself more trained. You need to acquire more skills. You need to personal develop yourself.
True.
So you need to grow. So these are, once you get to that level, boom, it will be like magic and it will happen.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
So sorry, let me add to. I know I didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
So, but let me just say something that I think should work for everybody.
Yeah.
So, if you ever feel like quitting along the line,
Yeah.
get yourself a job
Yeah.
or find something doing.
Yeah.
So what happens is that if you're not making money out of what you're doing, you get tired.
Yeah.
So just get yourself a job and make money.
Yes, that.
But
Giving you that.
always have it at the back of your mind that your dreams are valid.
Yeah.
Someday it's going to get better.
Yeah. It's not the end. It's just the
Yes,
means.
it's not the end, it's just the phase. So
Yeah.
get yourself a job and get yourself busy. That
Yeah.
is Sapa. Sapa is trying.
I like
Sapa
that.
will
I
drain
like
you
that,
Sapa is
faster
trying to-
than.
so-
Yeah, I really like that a lot, Mr. Fan. I hope this answers your question, whoever asked it. Because when they were talking, including Mr. Tuchukwa, I just thought about my hiking experience because I love going hiking. And I feel like if you really go through the process of hiking, you notice that sometimes it will be teaching you some life lessons.
Yeah.
So, like, speaking of always remembering why you started, I know I don't have straight like that, but I knew I wanted to get to the top and get to that view. Yes. So that's my aim.
All right.
And on my journey through hiking, I always get tired at some point. As you can see, I'm not that strong, but then I cannot stop. That's the funny part. I
Have you
could
fallen
rest.
down? Sorry
Yeah,
to cut you
if
in.
I
Have you
fall-
fallen down at some point?
No.
So the bruises
No.
have not even come.
No, I've not because I really hang on tightly.
Right,
Yes.
right,
In fact, there are
right.
lots of moral
That's-
lessons though,
that's-
because then
that's
yes,
kidding, yeah.
because then when you want to fall sometimes, so there comes the power of supportive people. So I
Right,
have
right.
friends
Yeah,
that when
yeah.
I get tired, they give me
Yeah.
their hands and pull me up,
Yeah,
and I continue moving.
Mm.
You get so that's also another thing. And then remembering I really want to get to the top, and then also sometimes allowing myself to be tired and resting. That's another thing. So I also got to learn because I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to
Yeah,
be like,
give yourself a breather.
I've not gotten there yet, but at least I've passed all this side. I've tried. Joy, I've tried. And then I continue moving. So I feel like there's a lot of things. I hope that answers your question, whoever asked it. And then the next question. So do you think a great number of Nigerians believe that success is not equal to money?
I think we were
Let's
just asking
just-
ourselves. We were just saying it earlier.
Because we're all Nigerians here.
So,
Do you really think Nigerians believe
this
that?
particular question is straightforward. I think in Nigeria, everybody believes that money is equal to success.
Yeah.
And I won't blame people that think that way. Our environment has influenced us so much that when we see a Range Rover along the
Yeah.
road, we don't even question who is in the Range Rover
That's it.
or what this person in the Range Rover does.
Yeah.
But because you already see yourself getting to that level, maybe in 10 years or 50 years, you feel like this person is successful, this person has achieved everything in this life. But
Yeah.
in the real sense, you can own a Range Rover, but you're owing the bank
Yeah.
100 million, and that is not success.
It's not.
So
it's
please,
beyond what you see.
please, I think self-control is very important. Let's not envy what we see with our eyes.
True.
So
Yeah, and I agree with him. A lot of Nigerians. In fact, I could easily go stat-wise, but a lot of Nigerians believe that money equals success. And the simple reason is that we're in a transactional society where literally everything is more or less transactional.
Yeah.
Give and take. And a lot of, money, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Yeah.
So a lot of people then see that as for you to transact, you must have something of value.
Yeah.
And what most people then term as value, or what we have seen realistically in our environment.
Yeah.
Again, when I say in our environment, I mean in Nigeria, what most people
We see it every
exchange.
day.
Yeah.
We will just see it now, saw it now with our elections.
Okay,
But let's not go
okay.
into that.
Absolutely.
Let's not go into that.
No, absolutely. I think that's a conversation for another
That's
day.
so wide.
I was asking myself a day after it. I was like, man, what are you going to say on these conversations at CrispTv?
It actually occurred to you, right?
It actually hit me that boom, man.
You,
So yes, it's because of the transactional nature of our environment where everybody thinks, but it doesn't have to be so. And I believe that is the whole point of a program like this, to be able to, create that awareness, to young people, especially who are coming up, that, everything is not just about the money.
Yeah.
Everything is not zero down to money. You achieving your God-given purpose, which Ab initio were saying destiny, and all that, is success in itself. Just find what that destiny is, what that purpose is, and push for it.
Yeah.
And you will even find out that money will come.
Yeah. I have more questions though, but then since I'm
Please,
dragging,
I think
let's
it's up to you now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So let's take the other question. When chasing success as a young person in the 21st line of your niche, at what point do you measure the height of your achievement in regards to money? When do you measure your success? Because I think this person is trying to say at some point your passion should be able to start paying you. So I feel like the person is asking, when do you start looking out for this?
For money. Yeah.
Yeah. When do you start?
Am I asking this question well?
I think your explanation
So
kind of.
I think your explanation is
doing a
But
good
the
job
last
at
question
it,
is,
yes.
when do you measure your success?
okay. When you measure your success, well, I would say this: for every every step you take forward,
Yeah,
your responsibility increases.
true.
So if you're successful,
Yeah,
you have to keep being successful. If you stop putting in the hard work, you stop being successful, and instantly money will stop coming. So I will just put it this way: money is the reward for success and hard work. So if you keep working, money keeps coming.
it's the reward, but not the only reward.
It's not
Not
the
the
only
only-
reward.
not
Of
the
course,
only
it's a
reward.
reward. It's
It's a reward.
probably a reward, not the reward.
It's a reward. So
Right.
I will say this thing to you: no matter what you're doing,
Yeah,
money will come. But when I think the question is talking about when
When do you measure?
okay,
Yes,
when you
use
measure
to measure it.
if you're successful and not successful. So when you measure if you're successful is, say you've done this thing for 3 years, and nothing is coming out of it. Automatically you should know that this thing is not, you're not doing it the right way.
yeah.
So that's when reflection comes in.
Something needs to change.
Something needs to change. So if you've done it for, maybe you've done it for 3 years, it's not so much time. But it depends on what you're working on.
Yeah,
If you're working on a product, 3 years is not so much time.
yeah,
So if you're working on a product and you've spent 3 years working on the product, when you come back and you're not making money, it means something is wrong.
yeah. It's not necessarily your dream though. The method though. That's what
Okay,
you're
yes,
saying,
yes.
like,
The
not
method is wrong,
necessarily
not
your
the
yeah.
dream. The method is wrong. So you need to have a brainstorming section with your team,
Yeah.
or maybe you need to consult someone who understands what you're doing better than you.
Yeah,
But if you're doing a business, I think 1 year is a lot of time to know if you're making progress. So in fact, I would say 6 months is enough time for you to know if you're making progress or not.
are you sure? Even real estate.
Real estate, of course, you should be able to. Yeah, if you're doing real estate, in 1 month you should be able to sell one, at least one. If you can't sell a building in 1 month, it means you shouldn't be doing real estate. You should be able to
I wouldn't
convince.
say though.
Yeah, you should be able to convince.
Okay.
Trust me, it costs a lot of money to build these houses,
Okay.
and nobody's ready to wait 6 months for you to be able to sell just one building.
Okay. It's true though, because
Yeah.
it's broad.
Yeah,
Real
no
estate is
investor will
broad,
wait
yeah.
for 6 months for you to
So,
sell one
it's
building.
properties, of
Yes,
course,
it's
yeah,
properties.
true.
So that's why I said
That's true.
it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like real estate, you don't need a lot of 1 month is enough for you to know if you're doing the business right. If it's not working, sell it to somebody who is ready to do real estate and find something for yourself. If it's a product, 3 years is not bad because it takes time to build a product. If you're doing some other thing, buying and selling, for me, I think 1 year is good enough to know if you're doing it right or wrong. I don't know if I said your mind,
Okay.
Tochukwu.
Yeah, I think I agree with you saying it depends on what you're doing. But to be fair with you, I don't even think I have an answer sort of to that question, because
Okay.
when do you start measuring success, or when do you start measuring? I hope that's what the question is.
Yes.
When do you start measuring it?
Your
Yes,
success.
yes.
Yes.
Your success. I kind of struggle, especially when you're putting a timeline, because there are certain things that there are certain, for example, let me use the line of business
Yeah.
that you get into, and it doesn't materialize, within a certain time.
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur has to have that mindset of patience,
Yeah.
Patience.
persistence,
Very important. Very
keep digging
important.
at it. So I don't, to be fair with you, I don't think I'm in the position to give an answer to
Yeah.
say after 1 month or after 6 months or after 1 year shut
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
I don't know, man, because
Okay.
I feel like I'll probably be
Different
sending.
stroke for different
Yeah,
folks,
it
eh?
depends on what
Yeah.
you're doing, but I would say look at the processes and look at the journey. None of these things happen by magic.
Yeah.
Most of these things, this process is a sinusoidal wave.
Yeah.
It's not a cosine or this thing. There are the ups and down moments,
Yeah.
and it just progresses that way. So I don't know. I don't know. The person that asked the question, but
Yeah.
just watch your process,
Yeah.
focus on the journey,
Yeah.
learn all the necessary skills that you need to learn along the
Yeah.
journey. And I guess probably before you even know it, people will be the ones measuring your success.
I understand, so.
I guess.
I want to be that
About
way.
rounding off,
Have
though.
you? What?
So let's just ask the last question before we finally round up for today. So the last question is: what makes a dream a dream? Passion, success level, a drive, an infatuation, a goal, or just a desire to feel successful? What exactly is a dream? And please bring it down to the most simplest definition ever. Yeah, briefly
Okay.
though,
Okay.
because of time.
So I'm trying to look for a very simple way to explain. I would say, or Tochi, could you have a definition already?
Of a dream?
Yes.
What makes a dream a dream?
What makes a dream a dream? I guess something that is not there, but you can see it. Something that you can class as there's this what's it called? If you're driving, you see this pond of water. I'm missing the word. There's
Mirage.
something it's called
Mirage.
good, like a mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it, but it's not there.
Oh, it's
I
marriage.
can
They call
see.
that in. Oh,
Yes.
I don't even know, sir.
So I taught you something now, a
Yeah,
new
you
word.
did. I know I see it all the time.
Yeah. So, for example, reading onto stories, or if I take my personal experience,
Yeah.
on this journey, like I said, whatever I think I've achieved, there's still a lot more to achieve. But
True.
if I take my personal experience, for example, I wanted to be in a position where I could help a lot of people
Yeah.
solve their own problem.
Yeah.
You know what they say, if you want to help somebody out of a well, you have to be on top of the well.
Yes.
Right? You can't
Can't
be
be in the
inside
same level and
there.
help the person.
So, and for me to do that, I realized that I needed to have certain level of capacity.
Yeah.
You see? So this was me at that stage, dreaming of where I wanted to be, dreaming of what I wanted to, or envisaging what I wanted to see exist,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't at that point in time.
Yeah.
So that is what I would say a dream is, having that sort of a futuristic view of something.
Yeah.
For Elon Musk, he wanted to solve the problem of okay, let me use his electric vehicle. He wanted to solve the problem of maybe pollution. He wanted to solve the problem of certain environmental hazards
Yeah.
from the mechanical car. At that time, he probably didn't know, what the electric car that he went on to Tesla that he went on to find
Yeah.
was, but he had a vision. He had a visioning process. He had to see what he wanted to be, and then once he had realized that, oh, this is my dream,
Yeah.
he then had to fathom a way, a path towards
Through it.
where he was then and where
And
he
where you
wanted to
wanted
be.
to go. Yeah.
So that is what I can, say, probably a dream is. I don't know.
I'm having a hard time
Yeah.
trying to differentiate between dream and passion.
Okay.
I don't know if they are different.
No, they are
Dream
different.
and
Absolutely,
passion.
They are
they are
different.
different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, with your permission, I would just like to ask like one or two people from the audience
Okay.
what their dreams are. Maybe it will help me define better.
Okay.
So please, just two people, real quick.
What's your
Okay, you
dream?
guys.
What's your dream?
We're about
What's
to get,
Yes, let's just try to
interactive
involve
here.
them as well. Please,
So nobody has dream again.
Chris, I can see you over there. Please, let me hear your dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Chris. So, one of my dreams is helping youth, to discover themselves,
Yeah.
to find out what they want to become in life.
Okay.
That's one of my dreams.
Okay, so there are many.
Sorry,
guess-
before you sit, this dream has it been there since birth or it just started off now?
It has been there.
Since
For a very long time. I always
Okay.
had this passion to help people.
See how you use the word passion now.
okay,
So,
all right, so, okay.
Yeah. No, passion is
Yeah.
a feeling, a drive.
Passion
What
drives
drives
dreams.
you?
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
That,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
trying to get that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But the
Passion is
Good,
what
good,
drives
good.
you
Wanting
get
to.
there.
Yes.
All right, that perfect.
passion there is just seeing somebody succeeding. You
True.
understand? Like I actually help this person to succeed, to actually do what he or she wants to do. Understand? So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's-
All right. Okay. All right. So to the audience online, Chris made mention that he likes to he said empower youths. Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to make impacts in people's lives, and this started off when he was young. So I think it's safe to say that anything you have that passion to do is your dream. So what you wake up every morning to and long to find yourself in that situation,
Yeah.
that is probably your dream. I
Yeah.
don't know if whoever asked that question, I don't know if I answered your question or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Also, just to sort of add,
True.
the famous listing is Joseph the Dreamer
Okay.
from the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So even as what's it called? Even as a slave boy in quotes, because he was still in Potiphar's house, I
Yeah.
guess, running things. Or no, even when he was still with his brethren, was he the one tending sheep? I'm not exactly sure now. So yeah, so while he was still with his brethren,
Yeah.
he had a dream of what he wanted to achieve. He said to his brothers that he saw himself
Yeah.
in certain areas. Of course, that was what bred jealousy,
Yeah.
and then his coat of many colors and all. But you could see that even at his present level at
Yeah.
the time, he could see
What he wanted. Yeah.
and then this is where the passion now, he was pointing out, the drive
True.
to be able to get there,
That's how it comes
led him from one place to another, and of course the obstacles, and this is sort of a story of
Yeah.
the possibilities that come from dreaming,
That
the
is
dreams. Yes.
It's as beautiful as that. Thank you so much, Mr. Tochukwu. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank, as well. I think we are now, we've come to the end of Conversations at CrispTv for the third edition. Thank you so much once again. Thank you,
Alright,
guys.
thank
A
you
round
so
of
much.
applause for
Thank you for
yourself.
having us.
A round of applause for my panelists as well.
All right, thank you
I
very
hope you've
much.
had a lot to learn today. So, you guys, if there's anything that you need to take home today, realize that success is relative to everybody. Of course, one important step is for you to define what it means to you. Remember that it is not just about going through life, it is going through life with some sort of essence and purpose. So, in defining what it is, that is exactly what you know. That's exactly how you know what success means to you. And of course, do not forget to be thankful along the way. Take some time, breathe, congratulate yourself on your little wins, and
Yes.
still continue. It's not easy for anyone, but we keep moving, and definitely we'll continue to excel in whatever it is we put our hand in. So it's a wrap for the third edition of Conversations at CrispTv. Special thanks to everybody that made this possible, to the management, to the team behind all of this, and of course to my panelists. Thank you
Thank you so much for
All right,
having us.
thank you.
Until we come your way next time, because y'all know this is every month. Until we come your way next month, do not forget to stay tuned to CrispTv. Do not
And
forget
stay
to make
focused.
posts.
Stay
Yes, of course,
focused.
stay focused.
Making
Make
money
sure
is
you take
easy,
a lot
just stay
of
focused.
for those of us here. Make sure you take a lot of pictures, post, and tag us at CrispTv. .tv on Instagram, and of course use the different hashtags there. I remain your host, Ntuloi Joan, and please have a lovely day.
Follow
ahead.
CrispTv
Follow,
as
of
well.
course. Follow us on all
These
our
guys
social
are
media
doing amazing
platforms.
things, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope this is off screen now.
Off screen?
Are we going to be talking?